Lil Peep's mom is dropping some bombshell allegations against his tour company and says they are to blame for his death. She's filed a lawsuit against First Access Entertainment. This company is responsible for his tours in 2017, his last year of life. And in this lawsuit, Liza Womack says his managers not only pushed him to stay on the road and continue performing, they were giving him drugs. In fact, she says there were nights that her son was in a comatose-like state and still was propped up with Xanax, ketamine, and other drugs and pushed out on stage to perform. Now, Peep's mom says that he repeatedly told his management that he did not want to continue performing. He wanted to take a break. In fact, she says the night before he died, his final show, as it turned out, was in El Paso. And she claims that one of his managers went to him and said, look, if you don't want to perform, here's what you do. Take an excessive amount of Xanax so you'll get sick, and if you get sick, then the insurance kicks in and that will cover our losses for you canceling the show. It's unclear whether or not he took that advice, but he did go on and perform that night in El Paso. Turned out to be his last show. He was found dead the next day on his tour bus in Tucson.
Looks like the Ronnie and Jen fight was pretty gnarly. It left Jen beat up, and we have the pics. TMZ obtained photos of Jen a few days after the altercation, and as you can see, she has some pretty serious injuries, both on her upper shoulder and her lower thigh. It looks very bruised and scraped and painful. Jen is claiming that she got these injuries when Ronnie was dragging her on the concrete of the driveway of their Airbnb.
As for Ronnie's side of the story, he says Jen injured her shoulder at falling off a fence. And as for how she injured her leg, that's when she fell to the ground when he was trying to get the baby back to the house. Ronnie claims that Jen was drinking very heavily through the night. As we told you, Jen was issued an emergency protective order by police. Ronnie has to stay at least 100 yards away from her and can have no contact with her. It's good to the 11th. Then Jen has to go to court to get a new restraining order.
Mama June sold her house for way less than it's worth, and it's already back on the market for more than twice what she got. So we've learned that Mama June sold her house back in August, and it all started when a couple of investors in her town had heard that she was looking to sell. So they approached her privately and asked her what she wanted for the house. Now, Mama June set the price. She said that she only wanted $100,000, which is interesting considering the fact that she bought it for $150,000 in 2014, and only in 2018 was it assessed again as worth $150,000. We're told the investors accepted that deal, didn't negotiate at all, and since taking over it have spent $30,000 renovating the property, and now it's on the market for $225,000, and there's already an offer on the table.